Hello, hello there, everybody. Hi. It is 5:01. Hey, Jeanette. Hey, Vanessa. Hey, Dawn. Is Jeanette really here? Are you on the app? And just so you guys know, and Jeanette, if you don't know how to text if you wanted to text, what you do is you hit on a reaction. You have to hit an emoji, and then it asks if you want to text in something to go with that emoji. And then I will see a little thought bubble come up with the emoji to let me know and everybody else know that there's been a chat. And then you go ahead and click on that for the person that you see it. And then you can then see their message. Aside from that, the floor is open for any and all of you to come up on stage, audio or video, if you would like to join me on stage for this special occasion. And first off, thank you guys all for being here. I'm also simulcasting on the YouTube. It looks like, oh, Karen is there. Hi, Karen. Hi, Karen. So welcome everybody. Welcome E. Welcome to the Evolve Now show live with Infinity. I'm Infinity. It is the full moon blood total lunar eclipse in Taurus, and holy moly, big time energies, you guys. It make me giggle a little bit, because it is so intense what's going on right now, and we're closing up a loop right before we start a new loop. So when I say closing up a loop, there's this three-pointed kind of arrow point between the Venus star point, the partial solar eclipse on the 25th in Scorpio, and then today's total lunar eclipse in Taurus. So, really like that arrow energy. So if you can imagine like what an arrow looks like, and how it has, those 3 points, and what is it meant to do? It's meant to go fast through the air, be precise, take you into the future kind of energy. And that's what they're doing. Now, we have to recognize that the eclipse energies are in effect for 6 whole months. So what it means to bring in, with all this energy is not just a point in time. It's a large point in time. So it's way more than the day or the week or whatever. And then in a few days on the 11th, which I'll be in a different live on Zoom, and I'll get into that in a second, we have the 1111 Stargate, probably aside from the Lionsgate Stargate, the next or equally popular Stargate of the year. Even though we have Stargates every month of the year, those two are the ones that are actually known about within the collective for the most part anyway. And we are approaching that very soon. So I'm going to check in with you guys and your little texters. Thank you. Right back at you. Oh, that's sweet. Ecam has joined the show. Oh, hi. Dawn says, hi, Vanessa. Hi, Jeanette. And of course, you, Infinity. Happy full moon. Yes, happy full moon. Hello, hello, everybody. So back to the 1111 Stargate. I'm going to be live on Zoom. I hope you guys all can join me. It's going to be, I'll also simulcast on YouTube so people can watch as well as you're joining me on Zoom. So that means you have to have your video on so we can see you and we all engage, and we have an energy update, a collective oracle reading, and then a spirit walk, an astral guided spirit walk or channeled guided astral spirit walk. Another, it's beyond a meditation. It really is astral travel, energy work, spiritual connection, all the good stuff. And I channel those from mostly Mother Gaia, but also others will come in and take part of that. That good stuff. Okay, so which we are doing tonight. And I didn't put it in the newsletter, but last year was the first year that I was guided to do this, and it was to, I think it was also connected to a moon. It had to have been last year's same thing. Yeah, same thing. We did a spirit walk to help us. Okay, so let me explain it to you. So you know how when the time changes like it just did for most of us, at least, you know, if you're in the US, those of us who are here present, pretty sure all of us are, you have experienced the time change, the fall back bullshit that nobody likes. I mean, you'd be hard pressed to find somebody who likes this time change, this part of the time change that we've been subjected to jack with our systems, to mess with our equilibrium, to mess with our circadian rhythm. And what that means is how your body biologically responds to night and day, and the transition of that from morning to day and day to night. When you fall back just an hour, you can see and feel every single flipping year just how much it affects you, and especially if you're an empath, because you're so energetically connected to not only Mother Gaia and her natural rhythm and the way that you know your own rhythm, but everybody else's. And as empaths, we feel the collective. So it's really hard for empaths to deal, and especially children. Oh my gosh, it's so hard for them. On their little systems. It's just they're just like animals. We are animals, but we're very into routine, and we subconsciously go by what we see as, you know, light and dark and this time and that time. I mean, my cats, they see it getting dark, and it doesn't matter if it says 5:30 or 3:30 or 4:30. That's when they're like, oh, it's dinner time. And a couple of them will start getting on me about giving them their food. And children are very much the same. They're very used to like nap time being, they maybe couldn't tell you what time it is, but they just feel it. And we all just feel that. So it's really, really intense. So anyway, as time goes on, after a time change, we usually get to a point where it doesn't feel so weird. We're not jarred by it being 5 o'clock and dark out, like, you know, the last couple days where we're just like, what? Like, and it messes with you. You're tired probably 2 hours earlier, or ready for bed 2 hours earlier than you normally are. And it just takes time to get used to it. Usually, for most of us, pretty much by the time we're used to it, and it's not so jarring, the time versus the light and what we feel about it is around the time when it's about to switch back over. It takes that long for us to, you know, for our bodies to adjust, for our circadian rhythm to naturally fall into alignment. So if you think about, at least if 1 minute was a day, there's 60 minutes in an hour, we're pushed back an hour. And if you say just 60 minutes is 60 days, that's the least amount of time that you would normally take to fully adjust. Emotionally, energetically, psychically, physically, all the things to this type of disruption to your circadian rhythm. So, magically, Mother Gaia tapped in with me last year. And raise your hand if you were a part of this last year. Maybe you were, Karen. I think the rest of you were newbies to me. But if you were... I was guided to do a spirit walk, and we did it specifically for a guy who said, what you feel months down the road of not being, having adjusted, this spirit walk will make you adjusted now. And I was like, what? That sounds amazing. Because you just kind of go, okay, I'm going to feel off for at least a couple months. This is going to suck. And if you have children and people in your life and they all feel that, and you're an empath, you feel their frustration and their tiredness and their off balance and all that stuff, right? So the idea that we can, cut that time to now and be like, wake up tomorrow and be like, oh, this makes sense. I feel like this has been going on for a while, and I don't feel this is not going to be a disruption. It's not going to frustrate me. It's not going to throw me off. I'm not going to think it's this time, but that time or whatever. I'm just going to fall right into alignment. Sounded so magical to me, just like all the stuff that she does with me. And we did it, and it worked fantastically for me and everybody who took part in it, because I followed up with people. They let me know, oh my God, this is amazing. I feel so, I'm in alignment with this. So that's what we're going to be doing today, aside from connecting with this beautiful full moon. So hopefully you guys are excited about that. Feel free to ask me any questions about that if you would like. Now, moving on. I want to get into I need to make this bigger. Bear with me, children. I prefer not to have my glasses on as much as I can because of all the glare. It's just really annoying. Okay, so let's get into a quick synopsis review of what in particularly this full moon is bringing us, this full moon in Taurus. It is heavily connected with the energies of Scorpio, because that was the last new moon and eclipse on the 25th of October. It is heavily connected to Venus and Mars and the sun, the number 16 as well as 17, because there's like now I'm having a hard time remembering. There's 3 points. There's 3 planets. I believe it's Venus. It's Venus, the sun, and not Taurus. Venus, the sun, and Mars. That is what a dum-dum. These planets that I just mentioned, dum-dum, are in that 16 degree all at the same time. So it's creating this what they call a quincunx. So it's a lot of pressure. And the 16 equals 7. Now, 7 is the number of divinity, is the number of like the heavens bringing down the divine energies of the upper worlds, or what is known as the heavens or angelic realms and things like this, where the ascended masters and angelics are stationed. So, which is perfection with this arrow energy going towards the 1111 gate, because 11 is the number 11, the double number 11, and then those 11s turning into 2s, the 2s turning into 1s, all translate to you as a soul being a pillar of creation, otherwise known as a fractal, the divine fractal of creation, of Mother, Father, God, source energy, however you want to put it, but make sure you add in the feminine and the masculine to it to really be tuning into the truth of the matter. Which is all about the truth and all about your soul and connecting to your soul and purity and divinity and the light and all that jazz. So if you want to tap in with those energies and really think of this full moon, the illumination, the energy that comes with this full moon, and the fact that it's an eclipse, that beautiful red, juicy, potent, passionate, earthy red of the total lunar eclipse, that's with the, all the energy that's connected with this full moon. So tap in with that, and how that's like at the point, that center point of this arrow that's leading to the Stargate for those 11 days, the total of 11 days, starting on the 11th of the 11th month, the 1111 Stargate. Now, what really doubles it up, how I said 11 and 11, the 2, so we have 2 2s, but if you look at the date 11/11/2022, clearly we have an abundance of the most abundant number, which is 2. And if you can think back to this 2-day, 22 days and 2 days, this year, it started with a bang on 2/22/2022, and that massive portal, and we worked really intentionally with that. If you were connected to me and you were part of that whole business that we did for that, and several other important events this past year, just and especially in the last couple months, like the equinox and the what was it? There was another thing. Maybe it was another full moon. It's blending together. But there was several on, 2 or the 22 especially. And so the 1111 gate has just all the 2s and 2s again. So it all fractals out to 1s, and that, the singular, the all in one, and how powerful that is, that pillar of creation. So if you can imagine what pillar energy feels like: strong, stable, secure, balanced, connected, and adopt that energy for yourself, as far as, really tap into that soul energy. The pillar of creation equals your soul, and which equals your soul purpose, your soul mission, and all that good stuff. So backing it up a little bit to today, because today is the full moon, the energy. So I wanted to kind of round that out with the 16 and the 7 and the 11s and all the numbers, because numbers are really important. Really, really important to pay attention to. It's the universal language. It's how we interpret a lot of information and encodements through our DNA, and how our brain processes, and how we get packets of information in coded sequences, what is known as angel numbers. And they come in many different ways, and they fold into each other, into themselves, and they multiply out. So it's really good to get into the numbers, obviously. And if you follow me, we talk about numbers a lot. So anyway, I want to run down, if you could tap in, close your eyes and tap in with these energies, because I downloaded, some notes. So, stability. And these are like keywords to go with this full moon. Okay, you guys? Stability. Consistency. Clarity, grounding, truth, discipline, nature, abundance, pleasure, indulgence, balance, divine guidance, the divine masculine and feminine. Okay. And Venus, going back to Venus energy is really connected here. Not only, going back a couple weeks to the Venus star point and all that was connected there. But Taurus is ruled by Venus. So, and this is a Taurus full moon. So there's a lot of Venus, and Venus just, excuse me, just went into Scorpio, I believe. There's something else, but I can't remember right now. So there's a lot of stuff going on with Venus. Oh, like I talked about that quincunx. So that's also happening with quincunx in the 16 degrees, which is the 7 and all that good stuff. So the energy that Venus is bringing in is one of like goddess, priestess, divine, that real divine feminine, that of authority, of position, of knowledge, of wisdom, of creativity and creation, fertile, potent, passionate, all of that type of energy, big time here. To happen with the redness of this moon. Look at pictures, watch videos. It happened overnight. If you haven't already, and just allow these energies to kind of flow through here. Okay, a little bit more here. So upheaval, earthquake, detox, illusions being dissolved, fears being highlighted so they can be healed, deep wounds that need to be acknowledged. Okay, so with this energy in business that I just talked about, I told you about that quincunx, and apparently that at all the same degree creating this triangle is pressure business, and we've got the full moon with the eclipse, so it's like pressure. And just imagine pressure or tension would be another way to put that. So imagine the arrow at the end of the rod being pulled on the bow, creating tension, so there can be this releasement and this cut to create an impact. And what does that do? That affects change. So when that kind of energy is in play, there's the upheaval, the earthquake, the detox. So if you think about plates within the earth and tectonics and all that stuff. I used to work for geologists. I used to be so afraid of earthquakes. Oh my God, they were like so scary to me, because I've been through quite a few living in California, and I ended up working for geologists, and all they do all day is talk about the shifting earth, and I'd be like, oh my God, I'm really putting myself through it. But it really helped me get over it. Anyhow, so what happens in an earthquake is that there's a shifting of the plates, and the plates, are hundreds of miles long or whatever, and then they create these fault lines where there's a gap in the plates and all of that. So this energy is very much, if things have been feeling a little unstable, a little shaky, a little uncertain and stuff like this in the last couple of days, especially your emotions, if you feel that like eruption, like, oh, it's like, oh. I talked a few days ago about how it felt like I was moving, but I was sitting still. It's that energy. I started feeling that days ago. And so what that means is there's this breaking point. There's this, it's like once things move to a certain point, boom, it's going to shift, and so when that shifts at surface level, or all the way through, everything shakes from deep within all the way up to the surface. So it's very much that kind of energy as well. So you have to think of how the pendulum will swing both ways. It'll swing like, passionate love, curiosity, intimacy, lovemaking, ecstasy. And what's the polar opposite of that? instability, jealousy, uh, yeah, and what are all the other stuff I don't need to go into, but you can feel that kind of energy. So this type of energy is coming through, and it's grounded with Venus, it's grounded with Taurus, which is an earth sign, like the most, like Taurus, think of the bull, how like those big four legs and on the ground, and it's so stable, like you could like hit it with a truck and it'd just be like, well, what are you doing? Kind of thing. So, but also think about the bull kind of stomping its feet and how disruptive a bull, can be as well. So there's both of those things kind of wrapped up here. And it's about being in balance. So your emotions and your energy can be really in flux here right now. And you can be kind of, in a lot of ways, reaching a breaking point, or being emotionally overloaded, or, if you've been in type of weight mode for different things, you could really be like, all right, already, like the kind of energy when you're in traffic and you just want to scream because you just want to go and you're going like 3 miles an hour. Like that could be feeling like a breaking point as well. Just know, please, that at this time, it's like, again, that arrow being pulled. Turn that off. Dang it. Hold on for me 1 second, people. I knew I was gonna forget to turn that off. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Um, Sorry. So that tension being pulled back and all of that, like, just think, envision an archer and they're holding that back, and that arm is just like, oh, and there's all this energy, right? And then to all the way, and then to let it go, and all of that. Again, I know I keep bringing that up because I'm shown that. So this is the last bit of things going slower than you may like in different aspects of your life, whatever that may be for you personally. So if things have been slow, or they haven't really moved, or decisions need to be made, or whatever, or any of that, even though like Mercury retrograde ended like weeks and weeks ago, it doesn't matter. We're still in this, like, because of everything that came after that. There's been a lot of shifts that needed to take place to get things where they needed to be at its maximum power to propel us forward. And don't forget, moving ahead a few days to that 11/11 gate, it's 11 days of faster action stuff. So that's a whole other thing. We're going to be getting together on the Zoom for that on Friday. So I'll be getting more into that. But just, to kind of prepare yourself with all of this information and energy. Okay. You'll be guided to activate divine purpose, missions through passions and abilities. So you may be feeling more than ever that you really want to get into the treasure trove of who and what is you, and really begin pulling the thread of what you're meant to cultivate within yourself, what you're meant to um, really hone and craft and be aware of and learn, and what direction to go in, and what you want to do with your life, at least for the next several months or a year or something like that. If you're making plans, what you want to invest in, what's important to you, what you're going to prioritize because of the divine purpose missions. You get there through your passions and what your natural abilities are, what you're good at, what you like doing, what gets you excited, what makes time fly by, what you'll do instead of doing other things or be with other people, what you'll sacrifice for, all of that kind of stuff. We're here for a reason. First, it's to live a human life and trip and fall and learn and experience. Then it's to wake up and connect and receive and clear and heal. And through that process, it takes us to our soul missions, our destiny, and really all the things we're meant to do and our soul family that we're supposed to be connected to do it. And these energies are definitely helping with that. So activations for manifestation of soul purpose and what is in support of that is what is going on. I'll say it again. Activations for manifestation of soul purpose and what is in support of that. So what do you need to manifest for your soul purpose, and whatever is in support of that? That's where you should be thinking when it comes to soul mission and soul purpose and connecting with your soul and what you're supposed to be doing here and all that good stuff that gets me so excited and talking really fast like I am right now because I can't help it. Makes me so excited. It's my purpose for being. Is to help others find their soul purpose and get all excited about those activations and being intentional about receiving and paying attention. And it's how you feel, it's what you're guided to, it's what comes into your through the lens of through your eyes, through in your environment. So it's really good to pay attention to all of that. And lastly here, you guys, this is a little excerpt from the Moon Omens email that was sent out today. So this really, there's a lot to it, but this was a really great summation of what's going on here. This total lunar eclipse in Taurus comes during a time full of sudden changes, unexpected separations, unforeseen events, shocking revelations, and impactful encounters. This eclipse season is strongly activating the Taurus-Scorpio axis, bringing into the spotlight dramatic shifts in our values and relationships, together with issues surrounding our sexuality, finances, power, attachment, need for control, and resistance to change. Let's go back to the list that I mentioned earlier, or is this... Oh, where is that other section? Huh. There's stuff that's missing here. I'm just noticing it now. Okay, it doesn't matter. Weird. Oh, no, here. Duh. Illusions being dissolved, fears being highlighted to heal. Remember how I talked about that earlier? So that kind of taps into resistance to change. Because when we're resistant to anything, it's because we're afraid of something. When we're resistant, we're afraid. Fill in the blanks about what it is, but that's the formula. So, with that said, that taps into so what is going to be highlighted for us? So all of this impactful events and unforeseen things and changes and sudden changes and revelations and aha moments and just like, that whoa, left, right, black, white, he, she, kind of stuff. It could be, going on. That also causes that earthquake kind of energy, the shake up. So it's kind of like, again, imagine earthquake energy and you resisting. Well, it doesn't matter. You could be like, I don't want this earthquake to happen. Well, it's happening, whether you want it to or not. Whether you're afraid of the earthquake or you're embracing the earthquake, it is happening. So what's the best thing to do? Embrace it. Ride it like a wave. You can control how you manage yourself through an earthquake. I've come to learn that. You don't have to let fear be the superseding emotion and what drives you even in an earthquake. Again, I've learned that. So when you feel this in any way in the next hours, days, weeks, and months, please remember what I'm saying here about all this to help stabilize yourself, remind you of the cosmic weather and shifts and everything that it's bringing. And again, because this full moon isn't like any old full moon. It's extra. It's big time. It's big time. I cannot emphasize this enough. If a regular full moon is to the 10th power, then this is to the at least 100th power, 10 times what the normal business is, at least because it's an eclipse and because what it's attached to, because what it's meant to push, to propel you forward with and to illuminate, etc., etc. So there you go, guys. I hope that really brings home what this full moon is about for you to connect to lean into, to embrace about what you're feeling right now and going forward. Really tap into anxieties, to stresses, to depressed or sad type feelings. Recognize what's yours, what is that about? And if you're an empath, which most likely you are, if you're sitting here watching this with me, remember that a piece of that pie that is you is also what the collective is, because you are the collective and the collective is you. And during these times, we will feel that a lot more than we may ever really truly recognize. So I'm here to remind you, it's not just you, it's the collective. It's not just the people around you or in your home, or it's everybody. This is a type of event that everybody is getting dunked into. Nobody escapes this. And as empaths, we feel that multiplied throughout the collective. So please absorb some of that for yourself, to help, keep it real. Keep it real, people. Okay. So, who's that? Oh, Adrian. Hi, honey. Okay, so any questions about this? You guys have been all very quiet. Let me know if you have any questions or comments or et cetera, about any of this stuff. Whatever. I'm going to have some tea. Holy moly, that is so delicious. Okay, still nothing? Alrighty. So, now we're going to get into our oracle portion, and we're going to do something a little bit different. I've got the Moonology deck here. I like to use Moonology on full moons and new moons. And once again, people, I am not going to be doing weekly. If you're not signed up on my Substack newsletter, please do so. You can get to it from my website or go to substack.com/ excuse me. I think it's just the usual thing. Having a brain fart right now. But anyway, you can definitely get to it from my website. It's probably the easiest. I'm not sure if I have a link in here. I don't think I do. But my website, myfairygodmother.org, is in my profile. That is for sure. Okay. Kind of lost my train of thought there. So, Yeah, no more weeklies, but I am going to be doing full moons and new moons. That's why we're starting with this full moon one today. And the Stargate's going to be on Zoom on Friday. And then the next live here on Fireside is going to be for the new moon on the 23rd. It's a Wednesday. So it will change days. It could be a Sunday. It could be a Wednesday. As the calendar goes forward, it will move around the calendar. And for now, I'm keeping it at 5 Pacific, so hopefully it's not too late for those of you, especially with this time change in the East, in the East and elsewhere. Okay. So I'm going to pull one card for us from the Moonology Oracle. Oh. Okay, I lied. 2 cards fell out. These 2 cards. We got Be Bold and Make the First Move, Cardinal Moon. And Conclusions Are Within Reach, Full Moon Eclipse. Can't get any more on point than that. Full moon eclipse. Check it out. Blood moon there going on through the trees. Exactly what we have going on. Come on. Can I get some claps? Some hearts? Something for that? Over here, people. Come on. Wake up. Oh my God. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I know it's so mesmerizing. You forget to respond. I get it. We're gonna go to. I just saw it here. Where are you? I just saw you. All right. I guess I didn't. I'm gonna have to look at the thingy here. Okay, Cardinal Moon. 104. Seriously. Okay, be bold and make the first move. Now is the time to be bold, bossy even. Take matters into your own hands. Cardinal signs are powerful and self-starting. They're determined and great at organizing. Drawing this card strongly suggests that you're going to need to be all those things to get your ideal resolution or position in the situation you're asking about. This card may challenge you on how strongly you really want something. If you're worrying about a situation, it is a suggestion to be less passive. Instead, take an assertive stance as you steer events where you want them to go. Speak up for what you want. If you're serious about sorting things out, you may need to take the lead in some way, to step up as a leader. Attuned to the moon, I am taking charge of my destiny! ! Additional meanings for this card. Be bold and follow your heart and emotions. Avoid recklessness or moving too fast. Come into your power. The time for action is now. Ask Ganesha, the Hindu elephant god, for help because he will clear obstacles out of your way. He's really, really good at that and helping you manifest. He's good at both. The teaching. In astrology, there are 3 quadruplicities. I'm going to let that go. Cardinal, fixed, and mutable. The cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, and Libra, and Capricorn. Remember, we each have all 12 signs in our chart for different parts of our lives. It's just the way the astrological wheel works. These are the signs that like to get things started and which are the natural leaders. No matter when you draw this card, it's a sign that something new is starting and you are quite possibly going to take the lead on it. Going to need to take the lead on it. Okay. I love this. Love this. Be bold, be assertive. But one thing I want to highlight here is where it says, Avoid recklessness or moving too fast. Now, remember what I said about all this energy, the earthquake, the arrow, the blah, 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 the tension, the power, right? You know, you can take a pot off of a boiling or the lid off of a boiling pot really fast and shit goes everywhere and there's steam and it's chaos, or you could do it nice and slow, right? So that's the guidance here. Yes, be the captain of your ship. Claim your destiny. What do you want? What do you need? Where are you going? All of that business, right? We talked about soul and destiny and all that good stuff. Soul purpose. So again, this is what all of this energy is leading us towards that. Really what this is saying, it's talking about intention and abundance, and it's really all I kept seeing as I was reading that was kind of distracting were twos. Two. And if you break down the 8, it breaks down into twos, which break down into 1. The 8 is today, and just the energy of today is, you know, that infinity, the 8, the abundance energy, the achievement, wealth, education, strategy, wisdom, knowledge, all of that stuff that's associated with that number, can get us, you know, especially when it's pumped up, and especially if, you know, we've got some fire going on in our chart or connected with what's happening, we can feel like really antsy about it. We can even have a hard time sleeping during this time period. And that would kind of prove that you may need to take some natural remedies like teas and tinctures and, you know, cannabis stuff to help you not be, you know, what I call the full moon, especially the full moon twires. It's when you're tired but wired at the same time. Really prevalent during the full moon. And that wired part, the wired part of the twired is that, you know, unsettled energy, a lot going on. Again, that earthquake, shit bubbling up, feeling all that energy within you. And depending on how energetically sensitive you are or are becoming, that will be a big part of it. Okay, so there is that. Please let me know if you have any questions about that. But what I really want you to pay attention to with this message is, yes, you most definitely need to need to really think of yourself energetically, you know, using all the cups and pots and pans and everything you got to go to this river of abundance of energy, to help you with this magical energy, to pull that up and into you and into your world, to serve as a as fuel. And I'm talking about water, but still, whatever, as fuel, as the magic to help you create your future. What do you want to bring in? Whether it's your next residence, your next job, your next partner, all of the above, whatever it is, but whatever you're mostly focusing on now, really go, okay, I'm going to use all these energies and take it through now or before now, if you've been doing this, and really start working with that energy really intentionally in all the different ways you know how to do it through this Stargate to the new moon, and let that, you know, be this like bam kind of thing. The new moon is right after the Stargate ends, and the Stargate ends on the 22nd. We've got the full moon on the the 20, did I say 22nd? Might have been thinking 20 seconds. 21st. And I think I even wrote that. Yeah, it's the 21st. But anyway, a day later is the new moon. Okay, so there's that. And the next card is conclusions are within reach, the full moon eclipse. So let's look this one up. And again, chime in if any questions, comments, etc., etc., etc. 96. There it is. Okay, now coupling that message with this message, conclusions are within reach. And these two cards go together really well. Okay, full moon eclipse, and just like that, a door slams shut. If you've pulled this card, it suggests that the situation you're asking is about to reach a peak or has just done so, and things are now out of your hands. What you're experiencing now is what your soul signed up for, a way for you to learn and for your soul to evolve. So allow events to unfold and be easy on yourself. If you're letting go of someone or something, know that it's the right time, as hard as it might be. Forgiving someone for what they did could be the key to resolving the situation in a positive way. It doesn't make right what they did, but it releases it so you can move on. Attune with the moon. That which is meant for me will not pass me by. I love that. Additional meanings for this card. Doors which slam shut will now not reopen. It's time for you to get back on track. Forgiveness will set you free of karma. Meditation, pranayama, and yoga nidra are all recommended now. Seed control and let events unfold. The teaching. Full moons are nearly always about climaxes and very often about conclusions. Full moon eclipses are the same, but on steroids. A full moon eclipse can be hard to handle because it portends change, something many of us are uncomfortable with. But change is a part of life, and this card, no matter when you pull it, reminds you of that fact. Full moon eclipses can also give us a glimpse into what Carl Jung called the shadow self. Work with your darkness. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so more of that about the eclipse business. Yeah, conclusions, things are ending, there's new beginnings. So these two cards together is really interesting because it's like, things have ended and it's time to, start really putting forth your effort in what you're beginning, what you want. And, the time is now. Both of these energies are coming through with this, which is just kind of more of what I talked about before. But it's really paying attention to how these energies play off of it. Be bold, make the first move, really be intentional about manifesting what you want to bring in. And to do that, though, there's shit that needs to go, to end, and for you to be cool with that. So this is also speaking to cutting cords, to making that a priority. If you have, there's been things going on or experiences or whatever, et cetera, et cetera. Resetting cords, cutting cords, if you do that sort of thing, is going to create space and uplift your life force and your energy and have the magic that you can make. Because, just think about the potency of the magic of manifesting comes from you and what you are, where you resonate and what you're attracting, what you're magnetizing, and where your trajectory is energetically. So if you do the work that needs to be done to heal, to clear, to acknowledge the shadow side and let go of things, that's why it talks a lot about forgiveness. Why? And Yasmin does that. She'll talk about forgiveness, whereas I will talk about cord cutting. Because energetically, cord cutting is extremely effective, and forgiveness is not always what's on the menu for you whenever it might be ideal energetically. You need to be ready for forgiveness. You need to, that cake needs to bake sometimes, and you cannot force yourself to forgive. I'm sorry. You can't just be like, okay, I'm going to forgive. So that's what's on the agenda because that's part of what needs to happen. Like, I just think that's you know, it's pie in the sky kind of. It's kind of, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? I know the word. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Naive. That's it. It's a little naive to be like, oh, you know, just like, all right, I'm just going to forgive, because you have to be ready and past your shit and, you know, on the other side. You can't be like in the middle of the pool and also outside drying off, done being in the pool. You're either there or you're there. You know what I'm saying? And oftentimes cord cutting will make the process to forgive so much easier and letting go, because you've disconnected from the energy of an experience or a person or a relationship. You're allowing for the energy to disconnect. And once that happens, you're free and clear, and the energy comes back into your body, which can really make it a lot easier to move on, to separate, to cut cords in the best way possible. But you have to acknowledge the shadow side, the angry feelings, the hurt, the pain, the hate, whatever it is. You can't just jump. You can't skip. Doesn't work. So there you go. Okay, any questions, comments, or anything about that business, people? Let me know. Chime in. And again, thanks for being here, you guys. No? Nothing? Okay. Okay, so I know this is a little bit longer, you guys, but I am being guided to take us through to this next step. And that is for us to do a live pick a card. Wait, a live pick a card. We're going to be working with the archetypes guidebook, or the archetypes, the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck. Jeez, it took me 5 tries to get that out. And you're going to pick 1 through 3. And you're going to take a moment to decide that now, before I get to touching the cards or shuffling the cards or any of that. And you're going to stick with that number, and you can't be like, oh, I can't pick, so it's going to be all of them. No, you really got to pick one. It's a little different than usual. You must pick one. If you end up resonating with the rest and they are messages for you, which I'm sure there will be some of it for everybody, but you really do need to pick 1, 2, or 3. And this will be an archetypal, God, language is hard today. Talking, conversing, communicating. That an archetype, let's just leave it easy for my tongue. An archetype that you need to pay attention to tap into, to let go of, or, you know, something to use or stop using, somewhere to be or not be. You're going to have to decide that for yourself. But hopefully you guys have your 1, 2, or 3. You've picked. And when you have, if you can drop that into the chat, what you've picked, 1, 2, or 3. Yes, I'm making you claim it. So if you're participating, hopefully you are, if you're here, type in 1, 2, or 3. Nice. We have Dawn in, we have Vanessa in. I'm not sure if Jeanette, you may have to comment in on YouTube, because I'm still not sure if you're actually on Fireside or not. She's had a bit of a challenge recently. Vanessa says 2. Dawn says 2. 2 2s. Anybody else gonna share? Karen says 3. Jeanette says 3. Okay, Suzanne, would you like to chime in what you're picking here? And in case, if you don't know how to do that, if you're new to Fireslide, I don't know if you are, you just, how you click the hearts, you do that, and then you choose to, put a text or whatever, and then you should be able to put in your thing there. Nope, not coming through. Okay, maybe she can't. Okay, so we have 2s and 3s. I think I'm supposed to, mine is 1. So I'm participating too. So mine is 1, and whoever may be here for, the replay. And I still need to, okay, hold on guys. Whoa. Okay. Okay, we have 1. We have 2. That took a while. And we have 3. That was fast. Okay. Never know. I just have them in a pile and they're just swirling around. Sometimes I'm guided to do these cards this way. And also the new alchemy cards by her as well. It's interesting. Let me get these in a pile. Okay, so for the 1, we have the river. And the river comes with, it's card number 34, and there's like there's a horse, like a reflection of the horse, but it's all that color everywhere in there. Okay, so that's 1. For the U2s, you guys, we got card number 8, and we got the crone. The last stop on that divine feminine ladder from maiden to mother to crone. We got the crone for you choose. And for the 3s, we got, I believe that's 53, the vow. So the river, the crone, the river, the crone, and the vow. Okay, so let's read all about it, people. Who's excited? Give me some energy, people. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. The river. The stream, the flow, the current. There is a reason so many rituals of change and rebirth take place in the river. It is forgiveness embodied in physical form. Without asking anything in return, the river washes away what is no longer necessary, smoothing over sharp edges and accepting all our mistakes and grievances. And I was just reminded that earlier I talked about going to the river. I totally forgot about that, but I was just reminded. Once we step in, we are no longer in control. The river carries us further down the stream of transformation than we planned to go. Its waters have a special gift for reflecting back to us a new and dreamlike vision. Once the tears have passed, we see ourselves as we haven't before, with a little more lightness, grace, and fluidity. Keep in mind, the you that stands within the river is the real you, full of deep emotion and potential. Nothing to hide, nothing to judge. May you drink in the sight of your true self. Oh my God, I love this card so much. I love this. When light, acceptance, grace, reflection, forgiveness, and we just got done talking about forgiveness. I swear I couldn't plan this stuff if I tried. When dark torment of emotions flooding overwhelm, go deeper. Barry Lopez's River Notes and Lonnie Horn's Still Water. I don't know if those are poems, stories, or sculptures, or pieces of art. You can only resist the river for so long. Eventually, it will pull you towards change, so you may as well get in with style and grace. The river is emotion. When you are in its current, you will know it by the bursting forth of tears, laughter, song, despair. All the emotions flow in the current. Oh, baby. And I'm being told this is not just for me. This is for everybody. I talked about these emotions and stuff, so just be aware. This is really potent, transformational. Bring it to the surface, get it out, kind of energy, like cord cutting, forgiveness, and all that stuff. Okay, I love it. I love it. I love it. Next, the crone. Doo, doo, doo. I know numbers. What is wrong with me? There it is. One more time for you choose the crone. And I think that was Dawn and Vanessa, if I'm correct here. The witch, the old woman, the sage. The crone has seen it all. Nothing frightens or surprises her. She is the final manifestation in the feminine trifecta of maiden, mother, and crone. In her long life, she's witnessed endless cycles of death, sex, failure, rebirth, conflict, and regeneration, giving her the ability to rise above the world of duality. She laughs at notions of good or bad, right or wrong. She has seen the earth churning, smoldering, taking life and giving life. The crone energy accepts everything and devouring beauty and suffering with the same mouth, using her energy to reveal hidden secrets and knowledge. Her energy resides in all of us. Though it is feared by most for its power and unconventional relationship with death and the macabre. Awakening the crone is dangerously rich and unapologetically magic. Hell yes. I love crone energy, and I'm taking this one too because it is so. What did we talk about earlier? Venus, the divine feminine, that potent energy that embodies all of that. So yes, the crone, definitely own it. So when light, magic, clairvoyant, psychic, intuitive, wise. When dark, vindictive, bitter, isolated, ostracized. Go deeper. Dumatvati, Hecate, Baba Yaga, and Lilith. The crone has a difficult time tolerating superficial, petty, day-to-day musings. She moves away from such relationships and seeks a deeper path, even if this means a more solitary life. I can definitely vouch for that because I'm a real-life crone. The crone is the master of letting go and residing in what is. She rejects nothing. The crone is often seen with the crow, smoke, night, and of course, the moon. Oh, people, the crone. Really, really, really claim this energy. Even if you didn't pick the choose, claim this energy if you're feeling it. And let it be like the essence of the wind that causes the sail to catch that energy and to move you down the river, maybe. No, truly, this energy is stable as all get out. The crone is not easily shoved around with her emotions, because she is a master of her emotions. She sees things from a higher perspective. She's older, she's white, like it says, seen it all multiple times. Like, can't surprise me. Like, okay, this is just the way shit goes, and is open to everything, and doesn't take life or any moment for granted, and is humble, and forgives others and herself, and is really in touch with her inner child, believe it or not. This is why you can witness sometimes really old people, being really silly. Ever seen an old person be really, really silly? It's like the best of both worlds, because they're old, but they're in touch with their inner child. And that is the best, and keeps you the most in line with your soul, and the most open, and ever open, and not in resistance of time, of age, of growing older, of showing gray, of having wrinkles, and not needing to fill your face or do plastic surgery or extreme shit, of embracing the signs of age, and embracing and claiming who you are, no matter how old you are, and not feeling like you should look younger than what you are, and all of that kind of silliness. Really embracing your psychic side, your woo side, the deep awareness, and your intuitive nature, etc., etc., all this stuff. Let's see what you guys have to say. This card made me cry. It's beautiful. Aw, I love that. I can't wait to be the old lady on the dance floor. Exactly. So embrace this energy. It's absolutely beautiful. I love, again, and these two cards are just pow, pow, hitting it right on the money. I love it. Okay, let's get to card number 3, the vow. I'm going to look it up so I'm not. But I love crone energy. Oh, I love crone energy so much. It's just so beautiful, so empowering, so stable, and so rich. And it's like dark chocolate. It's like really, like crone energy is like really good dark chocolate. There's this maturity to it that, like, oh, it doesn't need to be milk chocolate and sweet as all get out to satisfy me. I'm mature to a point where I can enjoy this dark chocolate. I don't know. It's so funny. But anyway, okay, the vow. Let me find it. Card number 54, 173, page 173. So here we go, you number 3s. The vow. Bam. Take a look at that. Okay, the promise, the oath, the contract. Whew. When the vow is spoken, the air shifts, karmic ties are formed, and destiny tilts on its axis. Our words and intentions have immense power. There is a reason the great mythic stories of our past often include the recitation of oaths and the mixing of drops of blood as a mark of union. The tricky part is that reciting the vow, no matter how casually, activates the eternal and unseen forces of the world. The ancestors bear witness. The laws of nature respond. These promises cannot be unsaid or forgotten, so breaking them can leave lingering complexities and loose ends. This card calls us to acknowledge the vow we are living by, consciously or unconsciously, and either recommit to it or create a ritual that signifies its closure. You've been underestimating the power of your promises. When light, bearing witness to the shift towards destiny, to the shift towards destiny, bearing witness to the shift towards destiny. I'm being guided to repeat that over and over again. One more time, bearing witness to the shift towards destiny. That's when light, when dark, unconscious vows, unkept promises, messy karma. P.U. Messy karma. It's like a dirty diaper. Go deeper. Learn the yamas, the 5 vows of the seeker. Anytime the energy of the vow is present, we are in the archetypal realm of ceremony and ritual. That means time stands still and anything is possible. Think of the last promise you made. Was it to yourself or another? Has it been upheld or broken? So, wow, intense here. The vow. Whew, you're excited. Good. I'm glad you're excited. So feel free to chime in, number threes. I think is there 2 number threes? Just 2 of you number threes, yeah? And whatever Suzanne was, we can't hear from, I'd love to know, but that's okay. So again, the vow. So there's something that's connected, a relationship, a situation, feelings that's connected to the past, a union, a promise, a decision, a choice, something like that, that either needs to be recommitted or really cut from. And you may know exactly what it is, like, holy shit, I think some of you do. And it could be like, what could that be? What's going on? Like that kind of thing. If you don't know, if it's not coming up directly, cut, what does that say? Cut from, and you can't, my eyes are tweaking. Hold on. Jeanette just said something. Be able to see. Oh, it's not. What's wrong with you? There we go. I hate it when I do that. Bear with me, guys. The thing is not. Cut from, that. Yes, I do. But if you don't know exactly what it is, or you're like, I definitely know it's this, but it could be, is it more? Like, ask yourself that question. Is that also connected to more things that need to be, that you need to have a cord cutting about? You need to do, have your ritual. So if there was a ritual that made this union, this promise, this vow, in some way, especially, if there was something like that, then this card is saying that, these energies of the connection there is still present. So one way or another, we need to help, detach that. Cutting cords, acknowledging your feelings, and eventually forgiveness is definitely the way to go for this. But think about what you could do in reverse to this. So there we go. Is there any questions about any of these cards at all? And I am being told, there's a little bit of, there's probably a little bit of all of these messages for each one of us. So take from all of these cards, the river, the crone, and the vow. So they're all really intense, potent energies. All of these are. And, take them and add them to the mix of what you're working with and the messages that you needed to hear for what we're going through now and what we're coming into. And Karen just said something I need my glasses for. This card resonates so much with me because I have yet to cut cords again. Well, it happens. This is a reminder of, if you've been feeling stagnant, there's been stasis, you can't get going, you can't really get past a situation or person, you have hurt feelings, you feel you've been pulled back in. Maybe Mercury came around and kind of, made things kind of slow down and come back in, and things didn't really, shift or change or end the way that maybe you intended or wanted or planned or hoped to schedule. Any of those things, just see it as whatever work you've done so far has been fantastic. But now is the time to either repeat or redo or do in a different way to really help you maximize these energies that are happening now. To remember what the Eclipse card said. Slam the door. It's done. We're done. It's over. Letting go and all of that. So if we can see the theme of energy that's circling and circling and circling with the messages that we've gotten today, they're very like on like in different ways, kind of mirroring back to each other from these cards, from the Moonology and from the archetypes. So it's really interesting that these were the decks that I was guided to use. And lastly, before we get into our spirit walk, we have just the portion of the Angel Tarot is the major arcana, which are the archangels, and I was guided to pull these out and aside for us to get a card. So here we go. Thank you for the claps. Thank you for the hearts. Exactly. She says, I got pulled back in. Well, it happens, especially with people that you love. I mean, are we really done? I think we can officially say we're done when we're on the other side and we're no longer in these bodies. Because until then, who knows? Who knows? Okay. Let's see. Bring it up here. I haven't yet changed. The reason why I haven't been moving my camera like I have in or my phone like have in the past is I have this new light that's attached to the thing and everything starts to get wonky and, you know. Okay. What is this? Oh, shut up. We have Archangel Gabriel, the Empress, card number 3, lavish abundance, give birth to your dreams, nurture yourself and others. So, there you go. Being an incarnate Archangel Gabriel, I always get a tickle when I pull my own card. So there you go. The big message here is not only I am with you in more ways than one, everybody, but to really tap into the thank you for the claps. I'm really glad I brought it up here and I didn't pull it from down here because I feel like you guys, please believe me. Really tap into that divine feminine energy. Again, the Empress. Let's forget about the Gabriel part and just focus in on the Empress here. Fertility, love, that one of two, because it was the Emperor and then the Empress. The trifecta of the maiden, the mother, and the crone, because we have that 3 there. That's what's showing me that. Of course, being super connected to nature and animals and all of that good stuff, water. Empress is also directly connected to Venus and the moon, and Neptune as well. And again, abundance. Give birth to your dreams. Nurture yourself and others. Be gentle with yourself. Be patient with yourself. Love yourself. Self-care. You are taken care of. You are supported. You're never alone. You are loved. Allow for your guides and guardians to really be there for you, to help you, to comfort you, to support you, to guide you, and all that good stuff. Know that I'm with you in more ways than one on this and on the other side of the veil as well, you guys. Oh my goodness. How fun these cards tonight. Joka's here again. I am grateful to be here with you all. I am grateful that you are here as well. Thanks for joining us yet again. Much appreciated, Joka. And with that said, you guys, we are done with all the messages and all the business that we needed to do today. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it lifted you up. I hope it pumped you up. I hope it made you think in different ways. I hope you made you feel excited and ready. Thank you. Now we're going to get into the spirit walk, but I'm going to give you guys a minute. If you need to go potty, light candles, grab your crystals, etc., etc., please do so. We will start this in just a minute. And again, we're going to be working with the full moon eclipse energies, as well as helping stabilize us for this time change that a lot of us are dealing with. Here, and it's not just, I remember, you guys know Leticia a lot. She's my client. A lot of my other clients know the other clients, and so you guys know Leticia. The only reason she isn't here is because it's like her 4 a.m. or something. But we learned last year that like our time, they do time change in Austria, but her time change is like days after our time change, like 2 or 3 days or a week or something. It's not at the same time. So we're missing like talking about time like we normally did, and messing up meetings and all sorts of stuff. It was such a shit show. We were like, I remember it was so funny. Once we figured out what was going on, we laughed so hard. Been here for 3 minutes and the message is real already hitting. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you so much. Karen says, I'm really glad, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna turn this one light down a bit so I'm not so in the brightness for the spirit walk. There we go. Yeah. I hope you guys are doing okay, and it's not too late. What time is it? 6. Okay, so 9:30 for you guys on the east. Thank you so much for staying with me. I really appreciate it. Sonia, welcome. You're just in time for the spirit walk. Happy full moon eclipse. This is going to be really great. And again, because we have a newbie here and whoever else might be there that I don't know about, I don't see like total attendance. Like YouTube used to show how many people were like, yeah, I don't see that anymore. Weird. That is so weird. It doesn't show how many people are in the live. It's just so bizarre. Anywho, not only are we going to be connecting to this full moon eclipse, but also working with adjusting to time change. So speed up what normally takes months to get used to. Real quick here. So, in the seated position, if you will, por favor. For those of you who have Ambil, this would be a good time if you haven't already taken some or had some. Sorry, had to fix this. I have my heating pad on the chair. But I want to take it off now because it's falling all over the place. Okay. All right, you guys. Let's do this. Let's do it. Who's ready? Who's with me? Ready to travel? All righty. Seated position, either in a chair or crisscross applesauce on the floor. If you can, make sure you have a bolster or something underneath your butt and hips so you're supported in the lower lumbar. Shoulders back, chin up, spine straight, abs engaged, hips center, pelvis not tilted forward or backward. And breathe. Just give me a second here, you guys. In the meantime, if you can just gently breathe, deep breathing in and out of the nose, connecting to your body. Those of you who have light gates, activate and connect to them, please. Let's take a 10 count. Count for yourself from 10, nice and slow. 10, 9. That rhythm, count for yourself down to 1. Telling your body and your energy, your soul, your spirit to coalesce, to not be separate, to unite. And each number is a step further deeper and into yourself, further deeper and connected with Mother Gaia and the beautiful moon, beautiful full moon of today, and everything that it's bringing us and connected to, the other planets, our solar system family, connecting to your soul self, your highest and higher and highest selves, your all of your co-current lives that are happening, also known as past lives, but we know they're lives and energies that are playing out in the now, apart from this life here. Again, ancestors, ascended masters, guides and guardians of every realm and dimension, souls that are connected to you and love you and support you, and us as a group, humanity as a collective. Remembering now that as we heal one, we heal all. And that doesn't mean just this collective. That means all of our other lives as we heal this one, as we connect, as we're intentional, as we release and forgive and evolve. So do we help all of our other lives. And through that, through the karmic and energetic web of life, we are uplifting, assisting, helping, and loving all of our soul family connected to the web, connected to us through the web of life. And take a deep breath here through the nose or the mouth, whatever feels good. Ground here, really allowing the energies that are coming through. The veil is super thin. It's very potent. I myself am in the mountains of Southern California where we've had a really intense storm. I'm being guided to really pull in those energies of the wind and the water and our beautiful earth, absorbing those energies and ourselves, to allow this energy to help us clear and heal. The air energy moving through, it's been intense winds. So think of intense, really intense winds coming through the blow everything out that needs to go, the past and what needs to be released to start, or to either get loose and fly away, or just to get really, really loose. So just touching it, acknowledging it, will also let it fly away. The water coming down and in all directions, washing everything. Think of how beautiful and clean it feels after a really intense storm, especially. Everything is shifted. Things are not the way they were before. Embrace the energies of change, Mother Gaia is saying. Rebirth. Your evolution. And remembering that birthing is hard. Birthing is painful. Birthing contorts your body. To be in faith and trust in your rebirthing again and again. And this is one of those times where it's so potent. with energies of endings and beginnings and rebirth and shifts and restructuring and truth and the dissolution of illusion and fears and anything that is bound to you, that holds you back, that dims your light, is to be eliminated. Using the light of this full moon to illuminate everything so you can see unimpeded what is before you, what is around you, and where you've come from clearly. And then with this potent eclipse full moon, we have the potent energies of that deep shadow side. The deep shadow side. So think about being open and acknowledging all of it. And then now we're going to travel to this beautiful space that Gaia created for us. And but first, see yourself standing in front of a beautiful gold gilded sparkly mirror, floor length mirror, and see yourself naked in front of it. Look at your front and your sides and your back. Look up and down and really take yourself in. Send yourself through the mirror. Reflect back and forth again and again how much love and reverence you have for yourself. The beautiful vessel and body that you have and what you were gifted with for this lifetime, and how familiar and perfect and potent and magical it is. And then on the count of 3, you're going to snap your fingers. Not just yet. On the count of 3, you're going to snap your fingers. And just like in a beautiful animated movie or fantasy movie, what you're going to see come into existence around you, materialize, is a beautiful like crown of vine and flower and leaves, and then on your body a beautiful white priestess gown. You're going to be holding some flowers as well. So I want you to let all this materialize. Take a look at yourself in the mirror and see yourself as this beautiful, long ago priestess. Maybe your face changes. Maybe your height changes. You could be what you see now. Let it come through. Don't judge it. In the meantime, I'm going to go deal with my cat. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Okay, so hopefully by now you can see yourself pretty clearly here. Take note of what that crown of vines and leaves and flowers looks like, what that bouquet of flowers that you're holding is, and that beautiful white gown, priestess gown that you're wearing. Really take a look at yourself. Really let it sink in. Absorb it. Absorb this image. Gaia is saying that through this visage and image and this astral travel to this beautiful space and where we're going to be going here in a few minutes is connecting you, your magical self, your goddess self, your divine self, to your ancestors and your other lifetimes through this magical moment of this full moon eclipse. So if you can, through that mirror, kind of sway back and forth and see how, you know, when you have two mirrors, like in a changing room that face each other and there's multiple of you, kind of see that, but see that behind you as you move in the mirror. You see in the mirror the different embodiments behind you. You don't have to see them clearly. It could just stay the image that you're looking at, but know that they represent your other lives and all the energy that is connected to them and your ancestors, the other your soul family that is connected to all of them, and let that wrap around and connect to the web of life however you see it and feel it. Don't forget to breathe through this. So have the intention, you're connecting the magic of this beautiful full moon and this beautiful magical mirror, and really claim that for yourself right now. That you are magical, you are divine, you are a goddess and a priestess, and all of those seer, oracle, psychic, healer, you know, wise women, however you want to, whatever titles you want to attribute to yourself, you're tapping in with that energy of not only this lifetime, but your past lifetimes, your co-current lifetimes. Claiming that energy, now connecting with the energy of Venus that's coming through really hard here. So through that mirror, there's this real potent red and pink and purple and all the colors that you would attribute to Venus. She's hot, she's passionate, she's the hottest planet in our solar system, hot and passionate, fiery, crone, wise, stable. Let that come in and absorb through that. The magic is coming through the mirror. Feel that it's coming in waves, like mist of energy coming through the mirror, and you're absorbing that energy and let it ripple through your energy and go back to all those other lifetimes and your ancestors. You represent yourself and your soul family, your ancestors here and now on both sides of the veil. Claim it. You have this power. You're magical. You're divine. You're beautiful, and you're perfect in your human vessel. Really honor that vessel right now. Let's go inward for a minute. Think about all your organs. Think about whether it's working or not. Think about the reproductivity of what it is to be feminine, of to be female, to be mother, to be birthing, all of those things, to be creational, to be one of the line of mothers that birthed and birthed and birthed and birthed, and just connect to that mother, that womb, that beautiful energy, and just let that settle in here for a minute. Remember to breathe. you're not already smiling, put a smile on your face. See yourself pregnant with possibilities, with abundance, with magnetism, with beauty and passion, creativity. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna move into a common space. So this is like what you would imagine a Greek or Roman temple or an Egyptian temple, whatever you're whatever you connect best to. It's outside. There's a circle of pillars. It looks like 8 of them. And they're connected at the top, and there's just an abundance of flowers and plants all around them. And in the center around the pillar is this beautiful pool. It's not too big. This whole area of these pillars, it's maybe about 20 to 25 feet in circumference. Let that sink in. And again, I'm going to deal with this cat. I'm so sorry, everybody. He's not doing well, so he's bitching right now. Hey, you need to stop. Stop. Again, apologies, everybody. So, in the ground around the, like, where the pillars are around, it's this big pool, clear water, absolutely beautiful. But off to the side, outside of that circle of pillars, is gosh, what is that called? Well, it's, I guess I don't know the name of it right now. I can't think of it, but it's like if you were to, it's like a bird bath type of thing, but taller, like it would be like at our waist or at our chest height. And it's also filled with water. And it has rose petals, and there's 3 lotus flowers that are floating in the water. And it sparkles. It's like, yeah, it sparkles and it's like effervescent. And it is reflecting the bright full moon. And so what we want you to do is come and stand around this bowl on the pedestal, I guess is the best way to put it. And just, you can, if you can look around and perceive others there, but just know we're there as a group. We're just standing around. We're witnessing this beautiful full moon. And what we're going to do is witness it also go through this cycle of turning red with the eclipse, and letting that blood red energy also reflect into the water. So you're going to take your eyes from the bowl to the moon to the bowl, and just let you take that in back and forth and feel in the energy all around. Perceiving that the air is perfect, There's this sweetness in the air, and we're going to start to see that moon turn red. And what would normally take about an hour and a half, especially what just went on this last night with this full moon turning red with the eclipse, we're going to shrink that down to about 30 seconds here. And just witness the change. And then if you can feel within yourself as it's changing, going from like an eighth red to a quarter red to half red, 3/4 red to fully red, and staying there and looking at the bowl of water and how it's reflecting this red moon, tapping into the divine feminine, honoring the menstrual cycle, whether you still have one or not, whether you're a male or female, honoring the menstrual cycle, honoring the womb, honoring the blood that is shed every single month for the females of humanity to sustain life, and how beautiful that is, and the whole cycle of reproduction, whether you're with child or not, whether you're early in your menstrual cycle as a young adult or child, young person, as a maiden, if you will, all the way up through it changing and going through the changes of the menstrual cycle as we age. Calling in the healing energies of Mother Gaia and the moon and all the divine feminines, the ascended masters and archangels that carry a resonance or incarnate as female, who have been a part of this massive soul family. Really feel them here with us now. We are incarnated in part to help heal the divine feminine, the wounds, emotionally, physically, energetically, and spiritually. And the same goes for the divine masculine. As we heal one side, we heal both sides for them to blend together. So honor, no matter what your relationship is with your mother, your father, honor them, honor your family, honor your ancestors, honor this great story that you're a part of in this lifetime and all the rest. Really send that energy into the water of the bowl. And know that all of us are doing the same. The purpose is to help us connect and release and heal divine feminine and masculine, but especially right here and right now, womb pain, womb instability, the mother wound, anything connected with being feminine in this lifetime or the others. Honoring all females and the divine feminine, and of course, Mother, Father, God. We are fractals of them in their perfection, their energy, and how they hold and support each other, and through that, hold and support us. Now, if you please look into your left hand, you will see materializing as a beautiful cup, vessel, however it looks for you. Could be glass, could be wood, it could be whatever. china, whatever it is. Let it materialize for you. Take a look at it, what your vessel looks like. And then you're going to make your way to the bowl and dip your cup in, your vessel in, and fill it with this beautiful water from this bowl. And just hold it in your hands and take a look at it and see what you saw in the big bowl in the cup. Feel the essence, feel the magic, feel the connectivity, feel the connection. Gaia, moon, ancestors, divine feminine, mother, father, God, Venus, Neptune, all the planets in our solar system, and creation and the multiverse as a whole. Take a deep breath intentionally. Think about it. Look at that cup. And then bring the cup to your lips and drink that in with the intention of connection, rebirth, peace, love, harmony, and healing. Feel it go into your body. Feel it grow in potency and lightness within you as you drink that down. You can raise your cup up in solidarity with the other divine feminines here. Express your thank yous for being part of this. Really feel the warmth of that going through your legs, all the way to your toes, your arms, your shoulders, your hands, your back, your spinal column, all your organs and your chakras. Really drink that through to the core of your body, down to bone level, energetically, spiritually, physically. And then next, you're going to make your way to those 8 pillars in that pool and walk into the pool with those magical waters. Now, in this pool, I'm being told the essence of everything that is good for you through flower essence, crystal essence, the magic that Gaia can create for us in these beautiful spaces, and everything that you need to help support you, heal you, clear you, connect you. So take yourself into the water in your gown. Go into the water. You're the priestess, the goddess, the divine incarnate. Take yourself into the water. So we put the water in us, and now we're putting the water around us. The same essences of the beautiful blood full moon, lunar eclipse. Take yourself all the way underwater. Let yourself be under the water. You can even open your eyes and see something coming through, something materialized for you, some type of symbol, animal, number, location, person, word, anything like that. You can see that here as you're in the water completely. It could just be a theme or an overall energy. One simple message, just take that in for yourself. And tell yourself you'll remember any and all symbols and messages that come through. And then you can come up out of the water, stand in the pool, look up at the moon there as your hair is dripping and the water is falling off of you. Look at that beautiful moon. Take in that beautiful blood red energy. Tap in to the depths of yourself and your soul, the shadow side. Embrace it and love it. This is what that symbolizes. No judgment, no shame, just acceptance, observation, and the promise to express healthily. And then we're going to start to see it go back to its original state. So going from red back to that beautiful white. So stand there in the water as this happens and watch it turn to that beautiful white and absorb the light that is coming through this beautiful full moon. As you stand in the water, absorbing these energies. Remember the crystals, the flower essence, the oils, the actual flowers, and anything else that your body and system and energy and spirit need. Absorbing that energy, whether it's to help you connect, to protect you, to clear you, whatever it is, or all of the above. Really tap in with that. Ask the waters and Mother Gaia to tell you what it is she's giving you and why she's giving it to you and what it is that you need. You can raise your arms up here. Really pulling in, opening up, palms towards the moon. Very intentionally pulling in that luminosity of the moon and the light. See it soaking into your palms. Take a look at your palms. See them lit up as bright as the moon and see just how connected you are to that. Just as Mother Gaia absorbs that moonlight, we absorb that moonlight. Hold it within you. Let it illuminate and guide you into the future. Take your lit up hands and then to your chest, one hand on top of the other, and absorb that into your heart center. Let it illuminate and light up your heart center, that heart chakra, and again mirror through and project through your entire body. And lastly, I would like you to lean back and allow yourself to float in this beautiful pool. See yourself from right up above you, like if you were looking straight down at yourself in the pool. Observe yourself. Look at yourself floating. Make sure your face is peaceful and serene. No resistance. Pure faith and trust. Fully supported, totally loved, eternally connected. And just take a few breaths here. Really feel into this peace, tranquility, knowing you're exactly where you're meant to be. So purposeful, so intentional, so full of love and surrounded by so much love. Connecting to a place and time that's so magical and beautiful and created just for you and those of us here. Blessed enough to be part of this and connected to Gaia, brought to this beautiful space. She's reminding you that you can come here at any time. Absorb from the water what it is that you need, no matter what the moon's phase is. Let yourself float, balance, recalibrate, recharge, heal. You can laugh here, cry here, scream here, weep here. Allow yourself to feel whatever it is that you need to feel. This is one of the most safest places in all of creation. Just know that to be true. And just be the magic that you are. And allow yourself to be here for as long as feels good, but at least a couple more minutes. We are going to say goodbye now. I want to thank everybody that is in the flesh present on this side of the veil who joined me live, who comes to do this in the replay, and of course, all of you divine, beautiful, magical beings on the other side of the veil, especially Mother, Father, God, and our Mother Earth, Gaia, for supporting us, guiding us, and taking us to the most magical places. I love you all so much, and hopefully I will see you in just a couple of days for the 11:11 gate on Zoom. Until then, have a beautiful and magical rest of your week. And I will see you soon. Infinite love and blessings, everybody. Don't forget, the key is to create, and I love you already. Bye for now.